Hello everyone, it's Path. Today we are going to take a quick look at MEO1 Mega Evolution. Many people say that this is like the base set or the base expansion of the new series. When we talk about base set, usually they introduce a lot of new mechanics and also usually new rarity. Like in Scarlet and Violet, they actually introduced the illustration rare, and in this Mega Evolution series, the new one of course is the biggest one that many people are talking about, and that's the Mega Hyper Rare in English. And these two cards has been doing very well in terms of how sought after they are, and how difficult it is to pull. The pull rate data shows that this is really difficult. It's like more than 1 in 1,000 pack to pull them. So if you got them, you're lucky. Please keep them. I also want to do a quick comparison to the other sets, like the base set in Scarlet and Violet, and or even against the best set in Scarlet and Violet, to see how they are doing as of this moment. So this set is only released for about a week, almost exactly a week, from 26th of September. So let's see how they are doing. First of all, look at the set list. I have mentioned these two gold cards, the Mega Hyper Rare, Mega Lucario and Mega Gardevoir EX. They are both doing very well. I think I've introduced this card before. The design is with a similar background. The only difference is of course the Pokemon in the middle. Other than that, if you look at them side by side, you can see that the other part of the background is basically the same. I have seen this card only in the Japanese version, in close and in person, and I think the texture is really nice. If you have a chance to see them in person, I think you'll enjoy it as well. And of course, Mega Gardevoir is doing very well. Mega Lucario, SIR, both of them. Both are doing very well. I was half expecting the Mega Lucario to be doing better than the Mega Gardevoir, but it seems like they are very even at the moment. And Mega Venusaur, this is with a very vivid color. Some people like it, some people hate it, so it really depends on your taste. Mega Latias with action shot over here, quite interesting. Lily's Determination, honestly I think it's doing better than I expected. We all know that the trainer cards in English usually does not do very well, but Lily is probably one of the exception, because even though in English normally trainers don't do as well, but Lily's card typically still do alright. And Mega Absol, menacing look. Mega Kangaskhan, quite cute, I say. The father and son kind of interaction. Marshadow is one that has been talked about a lot. There were many people who say that this is actually a pumped card by some of the groups out there. Try to pump the card up. I'm not sure what's so special about this card. Of course, you have a Pikachu in the foreground. Maybe that's the reason. But I don't think it's worth pumping, and be very careful if you are taking part in that. And of course, we also have quite a lot of nice IR and full art trainer. Many of them have very interesting design, and of course you have the Ivysaur Bulbasaur line together with the Mega Venusaur, and that's very nice. And next, I just want to quickly show you the difference between Scarlet and Violet base and MEO1, because there are many people who actually, when this is coming out, the MEO1, there are people who say that, how is this going to compare with the other base set, because in the past base set is the set that usually does not perform well. It usually take a few sets for people to warm up to them and to really buy into the new mechanics, new design, new rarity. But if you look at the set value, total set value at the moment for Mega Evolution is about $4,100, $4,182. This is USD. And if you look at Scarlet and Violet base, is at $600, like 6 times difference. If you look at the cards, I think of course we have Rouse, we have Crelia, we have Gardevoir. Interestingly, we have Riolu again, right? I do not think we have Lucario in the base set for Scarlet and Violet, but I think it's an interesting coincidence that we have Gardevoir as well in the Scarlet and Violet base, as well as in the MEO1. I think that's interesting. Of course, if you compare the gold card, the Hyper Rare in Scarlet and Violet, I think the Mega Hyper Rare looks a lot better. That's probably the main difference. Why there are more people chasing MEO1 compared to the other base set in the past. And I will also want to just do a quick comparison with Destined Rivals. Was an expansion that was hyped up for more than a year, ever since the teaser was released in one of the World's event, I believe. It has been talked about and people have been expecting it and have been waiting for it for a long time. And we're also going to quickly compare how they do. But at the moment, the set value is about $2,400, but I don't think it is fair to compare like this, so I'm going to compare based on the time where they were released. So if you look at this graph, this is for Destined Rival and ME01. I'm not including the base set here because I think they are too far apart. It's not worth looking at. So what you're seeing on the screen is basically the accumulation of all the cards. Is basically the full set value of it. So if you see here, during release, Destined Rivals was released, pre-release it was actually even higher, but at release it was going for $3,460 full set value, May 30th, 2025, which is when it was released. So this is a very high price, and within a week it actually dropped to below $2,000 in set value. But later on it actually slowly goes up again because it's harder and harder to get the box or the packs at all, because even though it's only a few months old, but it's really difficult to get them, and the price is going very high. We will talk about the price later, but that actually contributed to the higher price in the singles. And yeah, you can see that from about September, actually from release to almost early September, the price is very stable in terms of the full set value, close to $2,000. And in the last 1 month or so, it actually went up by about 20%. So now let's look at Mega Evolution over here, the orange color. Pre-release, quite similar. It was very expensive, $5,000+, and during release it was dropped to $4,600. It's still higher than full set value during release of the Destined Rivals. It was about $3,000. Here is 4.6. But if you look at the shape of the graph, it's quite interesting because they look very similar. It goes very high, and then it slowly dropped down throughout the release week. And right now it's at $4,100. If this is anything to go by, we can probably expect another 10 to 20% or maybe 20 to even 25 to 30% of drop of the single price when people start getting the hand on the packs, because in the US people are expecting a second wave, even though it's not much, maybe 30 to 40% in terms of the volume compared to the first wave. So we will probably expect to see a drop in the single price when more people open up the packs. We expect the price to drop, but even if they drop by about 30%, this graph will still end up being about $3,000 full set value, and that is very high, even if you compare to Destined Rival. And I think this is the main reason why many people actually underestimated Mega Evolution, and they did not expect the price to be so expensive in the booster box price. But if you look at this, the full set value and the card values inside them, you can fully understand why it is that expensive. And of course, we know about $1,000 of it is contributed by these two cards alone, the gold card, the mega hyper rare. So even if you take these two cards out, it is still going for about $3,000 in terms of the full set value, and it's still very impressive. So now let's look at the booster box price during release, which is right about here for Destined Rival. So pink color is Destined Rival, and it was going for about $245. It was higher during pre-release, but when it was released, it actually dropped to about $245, and that is basically pretty much a rock bottom. And then the rest of it, I think you're familiar. It's right now selling for about $450 in a TCG player. I think eBay you probably can get it a bit lower. For Mega Evolution, if we look at the price action over here, I think it is probably the other way around, because at pre-release it is close to the release price of Destined Rivals, but right now unfortunately it's going for very expensive in TCG player. even in the open market in eBay, I think they are going for about $300. So if you just compare, during the release weekend, actually almost like 2 months after release of the Destined Rival, the price was still stabilizing at about 250, but Mega Evolution actually shot up way faster than that. And do I think that this box price will catch up with Destined Rivals? Maybe not, but I think they are probably going to go up in sync. This gap are they going to widen, or they are going to get narrower? Who knows? But at the moment, MEO1 seems like it's going in the same direction, same trajectory. You can even see that the shape is very, very similar right now, although there's a $100 difference between them. But if the set value is anything to go by, or if the cards continue to be very sought after, people continue to really collect MEO1, then I don't think the interest is going anywhere, and the box price will reflect the same. So I think that's the things I wanted to share today. MEO1 is not a box that we can ignore, unfortunately. And if you are a collector, it's going to be difficult. I hope you got something during the release week. Otherwise, I do not think it's going to be, affordable anytime soon. As for myself, I actually got a little bit of items, and this is all I get. I got 2 booster box, 2 ETB, a set of them, and 4 sleeve booster. Basically, I'm just going to talk through this, and also on the background maybe just show my kids opening up the 4 sleeve booster that we have. Honestly, that's the only thing I feel we can afford to open right now. The sleeve booster, I got it at close to MSRP, so I'm okay opening them. But with the other products, booster box is definitely not something that I will open. Usually if I open something, it's either the sleeve booster or maybe the ETB if the price is alright. But right now the ETB price, I think you also know that at release, ETB was very expensive. As with the sleeve booster, actually we had quite a bit of fun, and we managed to pull illustration rare and a Mega Venusaur EX, the normal EX card. But yeah, the kids had fun. I had a lot of fun watching them opening it as well. Yeah, so that's the main thing that I wanted to share today. So if you manage to find any of this thing in the retail shop, I think it's really worth keeping, even the ETB, especially if you can get them at MSRP, because do not want to cause FOMO, but at the same time, if we look at it realistically, I do not think the price will go low anytime soon. So whether you are going to rip them, or whether you are keeping them as an investment, or you just want to keep it for the future so that you can open them next time, I think if you can get them, it's probably worth keeping some of it. Otherwise, the price is just going to go higher and higher, especially after they stop printing them. That's the state of Mega Evolution for me at the moment. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with me. If you enjoyed the video, if it helps you at all, please leave a like and subscribe. Okay, see you in the next one.